Yeah, I know, right? Um, do you think we should start doing the like and subscribe? You know, talking to the actual audience members. Hey guys, like and
Uh,
subscribe.
no,
Find us on the socials. Like and subscribe.
no. I mean, you know what it is. Like, if you like it, get into it. We shouldn't have to say like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
I mean, I guess, but people like to be told what to do.
Okay, well, give me your money.
It's called.
Since we're telling people what to do, give me your money. Don't be a weirdo. Done.
All right, I like it. Give us your
So,
money.
yeah,
Yes.
you can say like and subscribe, and I'll say, give me your money. Okay.
All right. All right. I like that. Okay, cool. I think we should do that every time. I'm like and subscribe, and you're like, yes, give us your money. That works. I like it. I like it.
Okay.
So yeah, you stupid.
Oh, I'm stupid.
You stupid.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, dear sis, tell me about your week.
Yes. Oh man, my social calendar has really picked up. So, the other day, a friend and I went out for happy hour, and we were very clear on our mission. And so we're sitting down and we tell the waitress, "Hey, we're trying to get drunk." Like, no ifs, ands, or about. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We were trying to get drunk.
What's your drink of choice?
I prefer a vodka ginger ale situation. So
Vodka ginger ale. Okay.
yeah, I like clear.
Okay.
I'm not a dark liquor person, but I don't do no gin. So I mean, vodka is fine for me. But I'm not a big drinker. But if I'm going to drink, then like I want to be a little buzzed or what have you. So if I'm going out for drinks for happy hour, like I want to feel like I'm doing something, right?
Mhm.
So we tell the waitress, "Hey, we trying to get faded." She's like, "Oh, okay." We're like, "Do you have any recommendations?" And she's like, "Oh, um, I had a Long Island," and we're like, "We did that last time, and that was not working for us because the Long Island is different types of alcohol, so that should get you faded, right?" And we're like, "Next, no." She was like, "I had one on Friday, and it really messed me up." And we looking like, and
We're
she's like, "Well,
advanced. You
well,
guys are
maybe it's
advanced.
because I didn't eat any food." Okay, next. So we end up getting margaritas on the rocks, and we're like, "Next, this ain't it." And so she comes back around because she was so excited about her recommendation, and we're like, "No, we need something else." So then we get this drink that has like three different tequilas, and it's like got sweet and sour stuff. And we both take a sip, and we're like, "This ain't it." So we put it off to the side, and the waitress comes back and she's like, "Oh, was that not?" And we're like, "No." And she and so she like takes it away. Says, "Oh, take it off your bill." Damn straight. Like, we didn't even drink them drinks. You know the one right for us. And then I'm looking at the homie like, "Girl, we really trying. We are really trying." And so I was like, you know what? Let's just get something simple. 2 ingredients. So I'm like, let me get a vodka ginger ale. And my homegirl's like, "Okay, yeah, I'll get one of those too." So so we sitting there drinking them, and the waitress comes around. Oh, these are good. Yeah, we was trying to be uppity or whatever. But it's like, shit, we just need to get straight to the two. The alcohol in the mixer or the ice or what have you. But we tried. And so we decided that we may have to pregame before we go to happy hour
Oh
if
my
we plan on
god.
going to that place, or just
Where'd you
drink at the
go?
house.
What's the name of the place?
I'm not gonna tell you the name of it.
Ah,
But I
okay.
mean, it's a new establishment in the
The
neighborhood,
newest now.
and
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, it's super convenient. Like, we can walk. The idea is to like get faded and then like walk home. Like you can't beat that. But obviously, we weren't able to accomplish that, so we've got to come up with something else. So that was one event, and then yesterday. Um, Jenna went in and I went to Mount Charleston with Miss
Jenna.
Honey, and that's the dog. And she had her
Jenna,
little
I
boots
love
on
you.
and her little vest, and she was hitting them streets, and it was pretty cool, actually. like, yeah, we're in Vegas, but you have access to all the different seasons. So we went up to Mount Charleston and played in the snow and did the outdoorsy thing. So that was pretty cool. So I'd say that's my recap for the week, but I got a fun little disaster of the week story. How
Nice.
was your week?
Uh, not nearly as enthralling as yours, of course. It's funny because you're not a big drinker. I'm not a big drinker either, and it's weird because I don't drink. I've only been drunk one time in my whole life, and that was off of wine. And I didn't know that you were supposed to sip. You're not supposed to drink it like it's grape juice. You're supposed to sip on it, and I was like, man, this is I was drinking this alcohol. I was drinking this wine. I'm like, man, I want some wine. I'm having a bad day. I want some wine. And I like poured myself a glass. I filled it up. Like it was like it's like I don't
Oh
understand why
Lord.
people. I don't understand why people put these little amounts. I'm thirsty. I want so I filled it up and I was like just drinking it. And I was like, man, this is nothing. This is nothing. And then this thing caught and then they caught up to me and then I wound up projectile vomiting downstairs in my bathroom and there was purple stuff all over my toilet. But my week,
Such a
my
classy
week
lady.
I know, right? I'm a classy broad. What can I say? My
Stupid.
my week. What did I do this week? So Spanish club, Spanish
Oh
tales.
Lord. Come on. These stories be wearing me out because they don't even be that great. And you're just like, and I'm like, so, like, what? So last time we left, there was a memorial for the actual security guard with the uniform. Okay. Did you get your uniform from Amazon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I got it. All right.
Okay. Yes.
This one I'm not in the actual club in this story.
Okay.
This is about the guy who set me up with the job.
Okay.
He is a terrible communicator. Just awful. For example, he coaches a rugby team and he wants me to shoot a highlight reel for his team, for his son who plays on said team. And um I'm going there expecting to be like, okay, what are we doing? Because at the time, I didn't know what we were shooting. He's like, hey, I want you to come do this thing. And I'm like, all right, what are we doing? He's like, oh, just come and essentially point your camera at a bunch of stuff and then I'll tell you what to do. And I'm like, what? Like, what does that mean? So like his way of communicating is just terrible. I wound up going there and like getting a bunch of random footage of a bunch of random people playing rugby and I'm like, what are we doing? He's like, oh yeah, we're gonna shoot a highlight reel for my son. You can shoot the whole team. We don't have their permission, but the president said it's okay. I'm like, so wait, what? Like, what are we doing? Okay, cool. So like, I'm running around. I'm like, which one's your son? He's like, that one right there. And I'm like, which one? He's like, he's right there. He's got on the shoes. They all have on shoes, sir. What color? The purple and orange. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm running around trying to film this guy's kid, and I don't know which one it is. And I'm like, I don't know, understand. So the communication is terrible. So he to speed to up to the part that I'm talking about, he wanted me to while I was at this rugby thing, he asked me to pick up this guy for work. And because I'm not in work mode, I'm in other work mode. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So he texts me, show up at 8:45. We're gonna have a meeting about work. And I was like, okay, cool. So in my mind, that means, okay, so when I get there to pick up this guy, you're going to be there too. And we're going to talk about what's happening at work or whatever at the Spanish club. I'm like, okay, cool. So I get there. He sends me the address. It's a parking lot. And I'm like, uh, can I get like an address or like something? And he's like, oh yeah, call him. And I'm like, call who? I don't even know who I'm picking up. I don't have his number or anything. I don't know what's happening. So he's like, oh yeah, cool. long story short, I wound up driving past this guy, picking him up, and we spent the entire time on the way on the drive to work talking about how shitty this guy is as a communicator, and that's pretty much sums up my week. Yeah.
That
Did we
was
talk
a
about?
horrible story.
Thank you. Thank you.
You didn't ask no questions. You were just like, oh, right away, boss, what I got to do?
Yeah, I'm frazzled. You see, I'm frazzled.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
My stories don't even make sense. I'm so frazzled.
So let me ask you
Exactly.
this. So at the rugby game, did the kid have on a jersey?
No, they had on regular. He had on a black hoodie. He had
Okay.
on a black hoodie, and the hood was up. And I got zero pictures, zero footage of his face because I had no idea what was happening.
Okay. So I'm guessing this highlight video is so that the kid can go to college?
Correct.
A recruiting
Correct.
video?
That's why when I texted you, I was like, "What's that thing called?" Because I was looking up rugby. Also, rugby is violence. Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah,
But
AW.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that should have been in the disaster column
Well, yeah, that's
for stories.
preliminary. That was my disaster of the week. There you go. Preliminary. That's a nice segue into disasters of the week because my week was a disaster.
Okay.
Go
Thank
on,
you
your
for
turn.
sharing. Well, mine will be a little more entertaining than that disaster.
Wait.
Yeah.
We're good.
Right. You're about as normal as that story made sense.
Yeah, hey, you know what?
Anyways, so as you know, I have a car for work. And we call her Tina, right? And so I'm always me and Tina on our way to work. I'm listening to the radio. And mind you, it's like 7:30 in the morning. And I'm listening to this old school like hip hop station. Like they played old school hip hop. Right?
Oh my god.
What?
Does it freak you out that all the music that we grew up on is now old school?
I wouldn't say freaked out, but it definitely takes me back to places where I remember hearing that music. It's not like I feel like an old head or anything, but it's just kind of like, oh, the music we listened to was definitely different than
we oldies.
What's on the radio now.
Mm-hmm. But go on as you were.
Yeah. So this one particular song came on, and I remember it from back in the day. And so it was by this artist named Lil Rob, and the song was called Bring Out the Freak in You, right? It came out in 2005. Now, let me read you the lyrics to this song, okay? Because, I'm driving in Tina, and I remember this song, and I was like, oh, we on the radio? Okay. Here are the lyrics. Let's get nasty, get ready for a nasty time. All the nasty things we can do. I want to bring out the freak in you. I want to bring out the freak in you. I like seeing you. Can't help but think nasty thoughts about me and you. All them nasty things we can do. Let me bring out the freak in you. There's something I see in you. I definitely see me in you. Doing what nasty people do. Can you blame me? Look at the ass on you. How the... I'm not done yet. Can I continue?
Go.
How the fuck can I pass on you? Classy looking freak, nasty attitude. I just have to be having you. It must be like heaven just to handle you. Lay you down, turn you inside out, watch it slide in and slide out. Hey girl, you got a pretty mouth. Tease me a bit, lick your lips, suck your fingertips. Let's get nasty. 7:30 in the morning. In Tina. And I'm like, let's get nasty. And I'm like, this should not be on the radio at 7:30 in the morning. And why am I so hyped for this though? And it just had me when it was like, watch me slide in and slide out. And I'm like, he's talking about intercourse. And I remember this song. Right. And I'm just like, this song is so crazy, right? So I'm shocked and appalled that it's on the radio. So I go to work and I'm telling one of my coworkers about it. It's a dude. And I was like, man, you gotta hear this song. He's younger, so he's not familiar with the song. So I play it for him, and he's like, oh yeah, it's smooth. And I'm like, yes, it's got a nice beat, but watch me slide in and slide out. He wasn't getting, he was like, oh yeah, I could rock to this. Next. So then I bring it up to Jena 1 in, play the same song for her, and she's like, oh yeah. I'm like, 7:30 in the morning. This ain't it. And so obviously, I'm old because I remember that being on the radio back in day. And like you hear songs, but you're not really listening.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like that song should have been on some like BET late night type stuff because it was just raunchy. But nowadays the music is hella raunchy like that, and it do be on the radio. I mean, the song I was talking about, Ghetto Girls Put Their Hands on You, like what? But even like back that ass up, girl, you looks good once you back that ass up, and so it's just interesting.
Fun fact.
Go on.
Lady Gaga, Poker Face.
Yes.
How's it? It goes, poker. What do you think the lyrics are for that phrase?
I mean, given what we're talking about, it's probably giving fellatio.
Yes. So what she says on the radio, she says, poke her face, fuck her face, is what she says.
Yes.
I was appalled and flabbergasted.
Yes, and it was not beeped out or anyone because everyone's like, bop, 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 bop. Like, huh? What? Yeah.
She gets away with it. And she thinks it's tricky. Hilarious. She thinks it's hilarious.
It's clever.
She's winning. She's winning. Yeah.
I guess. Winning. You got the little one singing it. But yeah, that was my disaster. But always have fun times in the car on my way to work in Tina because it's just kind of like, what is going on here? It's a whole other situation. So that's my disaster of the week. No one understood how ridiculous it was that this song was on the radio at 7:30. So I have to find my people.
I get it. I got one more fun fact for you since we are still in February.
Okay.
February. All right. So you know how like recently you got into, well, not recently. Well, I say recently because you ain't been in the video games your whole life like some of us. Okay. How's your Animal Farm doing, by the way?
Don't do me. Utopia is thriving as always. Okay. The characters are always giving me shit like, where you been? And I'm like, mind your business. Okay, this is my island. I invited you here. Go on.
So the first home console to use cartridges, because your Switch uses cartridges, it was created by a black guy. It's called the Fairchild Channel F. So that's a little bit of Black history trivia for that ass.
So you're black now?
I've been black my whole life, girl.
Kind of couple days now.
Here you go.
Okay, well, since you've been black your whole life, what kind of slave do you think you would have been? Or what kind of slave are you currently? You decide.
I'm the same kind of slave I am now as I would be back then.
Okay,
the kind I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I'd Kunta Kinte all day for sure.
Kunta.
If I'm not in the house because I'm light skinned, which I'm still struggling with, by the way. I'm still struggling with my light skinnedness.
I don't think you would be considered a light skin.
I would I tell people that all the time. I'm like, I don't think I'm light skinned, and they be like, "Have you seen your feet? You seen your legs?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I do got Puerto Rican ankles," but I mean, I guess
Puerto Rican ankles. What does that mean?
That means my ankles look like I'm Puerto Rican. What are you talking about?
What does that mean?
The skin tone on my ankles have the same shade as Puerto Ricans. Is what I'm getting at.
Not all Puerto Ricans are the same shade.
Exactly. Okay, so it could work either way. Anyway, yes. I would be, if I wasn't one of the house niggas, then I would definitely be on the top Harriet Tubman associates for sure. Yes, for sure. I'd be right there with Harriet Tubman. We'd be fucking it up. You know what I'm saying?
No,
yes.
Lord.
I'm so serious. Amber, have you had a conversation with me? I just be saying whatever, man. and
Yeah,
I
and that's
just
why
can't.
you would be swinging from a tree. Like you wouldn't be on Harriet's team. You would have been dead. They would have been like, "This nigga right here, he's talking that shit." And, yeah, you would be one of the strange fruit
Yeah, I would,
that
yes, I would be either strange fruit or I would be on Team Tubman. Yep,
okay. All right, so you'd be like,
final
"Let's
answer.
go."
Yep, strange fruit or Team Tubman. How about you, dear sis?
Oh, me, I would probably be one of the slaves that was part of the uprising. And I would be taking out everybody. Like,
Yeah.
yes, for sure. I'd be like, we can make things better here. We just need to get rid of them. So this is what we gonna do. That would be the energy that
that's
I would
very
be.
that's very Frederick Douglass of you.
I'm saying, why do I need to leave? This is my home. Like,
Mhm.
oh, we outnumber them. We need to come together. That's the type of slave that I think I
That's
would be.
that's giving me flashbacks to prison.
What?
Flashbacks, flashbacks to prison. When we used to
Okay,
work,
you
when I
know,
used to work at the prison.
okay.
Yeah. One of the inmates came up to me one time and he was like, we could take this anytime we want. And I was like, excuse you, sir. I
Facts.
said go to lunch. I didn't say come threaten me.
Not a
Yeah.
threat.
Yeah.
It's merely a
These
I
are
mean,
just
that's the thing. It's like, um, you know, we say, hey, what kind of slave would you be? Or, like even day to day, like we work and we have superiors and so on and so forth, but we give them the power. At any moment, we can decide whether we're incarcerated or we're free that we're no longer doing this. And so for me, like that's how I live my life. Like I choose to let people act the way they do, if that makes sense, right? If I'm at work and somebody's talking crazy or whatever, it's like, that was your one, And so, like, who are you talking to? No, like, I give you that power. You may think that you are in charge, but if I decide that I don't want to do it, I don't have to do it. If you look at BDSM relationships, with the dominatrix.
Yeah, what do you know
And
about that?
I'm just saying, like, people don't realize that the person who's truly in power is the person who is allowing the dominatrix to do the work because they're the ones that can stop it. They have a safe word. They can say, okay, I'm done. And based on the dynamics of the relationship, the dominatrix has to stop. So, you and I, we go back and forth all the time, like, oh, if you're a police officer, people have to do what the cops say. Not necessarily. We give the police power, and at any moment, we can decide, I'm not going to give you my power. Then there's nothing else that you can do. So, I mean,
Facts.
that's where I'm coming from it with. And I think if more people had that perspective, then we would be in a situation where everyone could have a voice. It wouldn't be so, oh, I'm in power, but it's like, we're giving you our power. And so let's take that back.
What do you think is the reason that people allow other people to run them like that?
I mean, I think some people find comfort in just going along and get along. They don't have to do anything extra, and that's comfortable for them. Like they don't have to think; they could just move. And there's situations where, yeah, sometimes I'll say for myself, like if I come across someone who um, is a leader and they have a vision, I have no problem following along with whatever they're trying to do. But usually it's those individuals who are in those positions because they want the power, not necessarily because they want to make change. And so those are the people that I can't rock with because you in it for the wrong position. You're in it for the wrong reason. And so some people are just, what do they say? Ignorance is bliss. They don't even realize that they're being controlled or that they even have an option to do something different. And so it's just depends on where you're at as far as your level of consciousness. And so for me, I think I've lived many generations, many different lifetimes, and I came to this particular lifetime with that perspective. Our parents.
Yes.
And I
Yes, I
was
did.
looking for guidance. And I'm like, y'all
Mm-hmm.
ain't, this ain't it.
Y'all ain't
Y'all
it.
not
This ain't
it.
it. This ain't it.
Right.
You know what? I think something very similar to you, but the difference between what I think and what you think is, I think it's based on people's inability to accept change, right? So like when I was working in the prison, um I didn't want to be in that fucking prison. I don't want to work there, like because you're trapped in there with them. You are a prisoner yourself, you know. And then when I would tell people that, like, oh yeah, I'm a CEO or whatever, and they'd be like, oh, how is it? I'm like, it's prison. I'm in there with them. You know, we're locked in. Yeah, I got all the keys, but like, if they wanted to, they could take them from me. So I'm not trying to be here for long. So like, when I started looking into transferring out to all these different departments, I would tell people, you know, hey, I'm thinking about going, into parole and probation or whatever. And they'd be like, why? Why would you do that? I'm like, why would you stay?
Hmm.
You know, like, and it was like one of those. It was like an eye opening thing for me because the inmates and the COs had the same mentality. They didn't and I'm sitting here. I'm like, you just like them. Like, why are you thinking like you go home every day, but you come back because you don't see anything else. I'm like, oh, I'm the second I got there, oh, I got to get out of here. As soon as the second I heard those bars close, boom, I'm like, oh, like, because whenever, like, and that's like to this day, whenever somebody asks me, oh, what it was like to work as a CO, I always tell people, you never forget your first day in prison, whether that's as an inmate or as a CO, because when those bars close, it's the same sound for everybody. And it is. And that's real shit. It's like I felt trapped in there with them. Like I knew all the shot callers and stuff, and I was like, hey man, what's up, bro? How you doing? He was like, man, I'm chilling. What's up, man? What you need? I'm like, man, we ain't homies, but like I need somebody to talk to. My phone don't work.
Look at you.
You
Looking
know?
for friends.
Right. Mm.
Interesting perspective, brother.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
mean,
What you I I mean, prison was an experience. It was an it was an experience. So what you got for us this week, dear sis?
well, I mean, it's Black History Month still. They give us the shortest month. So we're into what, week 3 of it? And would you rather be a slave or a slave owner?
That's tough. I mean, I don't know how I feel about owning people. It's too much work. It's a lot of responsibility. You got uppity niggas trying
Right. Join Harriet's team
to
or take over
right,
the
right,
plantation.
take over.
It's a lot.
Right. I don't know how
What you
strong my
doing?
whipping. I don't know how strong my whipping arm is. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? I ain't
Lord.
been to the gym in a minute. I don't even think about it. I mean, ultimately, I'm on the side of what's right and what's good. So I believe it or not, I would actually be a slave other than a slave owner.
You heard it here first. Once again, he has accepted his role in life, slave. Yes.
but
Let me
but
just go and fall into
hold
position,
on,
do what's
hold
right.
on,
I'm going to be a
hold on.
slave.
There's a caveat. There is a
Okay.
caveat. I would not be a slave to follow everyone. I would be a slave because I feel like slaves are servants for change. So
What?
listen
You
to what I'm
okay?
saying. Listen to what I'm saying, right? So I just mentioned Harriet Tubman, right? Harriet Tubman did not give a fuck. She was out here rescuing people. You got Underground Railroad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got
Yep.
people who challenge what's right and what's wrong. So in that essence, I would be a slave so that way I could challenge what's right and what's wrong, which is exactly the same reason why I chose to be in law enforcement because be not and it's funny because police officers started as slave catchers, but whatever, it's fine. Shut up. Because
I'm waiting
I
for you to get
because
there.
because I feel like you could talk about it or you could be about it, right? So you could talk about how all these cops out here are terrible and they're killing people and they're doing all these things, or you could shut the fuck up and go and affect some change yourself. So that's why I say I would pick a slave, because I would want to be out there making changes myself rather than just sitting there talking about it.
Okay.
That's that's
Okay.
that's that's how my brain works.
Yeah. You ain't got no rights, nigga. What are you talking about? As the slave, I'm gonna be the damn slave owner, okay? Because I can truly influence the others to make the shit change. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm gonna be a slave so I can talk to the other slaves. What? You ain't doing
Strength in
shit but
numbers.
running
Strength in
away.
numbers. Strength in numbers. Shut up.
Okay, but I
I
mean,
can't stand you.
oh, you can't stand me. But I'm saying though, so you gonna choose to be the slave. Obviously, I'm the slave owner, but I'ma still have that energy. Like, look, we don't have to be gorilla pimps. We ain't gotta beat them. Let's talk to them. Like, what's going on? Because back in the day, like they used the Bible to justify having slaves. So you're not thinking, oh, this is wrong, this is right. And as someone who is enslaved, I mean, if that's your position, if that's what you grew up in, like, do you know that it's not right? Or is this just your existence? The people that are making the change are the ones who have the power. So if I'm a owner, I can choose how I want to treat these people, one, but I can also influence the other slave owners to be like, you know what? This don't have to be like this. One would
But
think.
right.
But you gonna be a slave. If you
Because
have a choice, you have a choice and you're gonna choose to be a slave.
think about it like this, right? Think about it like this. So
Okay.
they freed all the slaves, right? And then we
Who?
were the United States. They
What?
after listen to what I'm saying to you.
Okay.
After they freed the slaves and all these black people were released into the wild, right? Right. So we have the civil rights movement, and then they were trying to keep what is it? What is it? One third, you're one third of a person or some shit like that. You had all those Jim Crow laws and all this segregation and all this bullshit, right? Black people as a collective, as a group, came together and affected change. It wasn't white people empowered. There were white people there who were supporting their cause, but it was originally the black people who affected that change. They fought for their rights. They fought to get all that stuff changed. All that group of people. That's why I'm saying, like you said earlier, the slaves outnumber the slave masters. So, like, yeah, I'm a slave, but I got 100 of me. There's one of you. All it takes is one person to be like, hey, you know what? I don't like this. And then everybody be like, you know what? I don't like this either. You know what we should do? What? There's only this many of him or her. Let's go get her. And they'd be like, well, how are we going to do that? We take these pitchforks, we take these hoes, and we send the hoes out to go stab them with pitchforks.
You are stupid.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, strength, you got strength in numbers. It's the same thing.
Okay. Good
Historically,
luck.
Historically, is that not what happened? Civil
No.
rights movement, that's not what happened. That's not what happened
No.
at all. So when they boycotted all the buses and they forced them to give them rights on the buses, that's not what happened. When all those black people down there in Montgomery, Alabama, and all the southern states boycotted all those buses, they did not affect no change. Yeah, they did. 100%.
That was about economics. That was about money.
That was about
That wasn't
rights.
about doing the right thing.
It was about
And that's
basic human needs. You're gonna segregate us. You're gonna force us to sit in the back of a bus for what? We ride this with the majority. Okay, fuck you. We're gonna hit you in your pockets, right? And if you, I mean, you don't hear about all the uprisings, all the uprisings and all the slaves that overthrew their masters or whatever. But it happened. Like, what do you mean? So yeah, absolutely, I would be a part of the majority to affect change, not the minority.
okay. Good luck with that. Trying to get the other slaves on the plantation to cross massa. Okay. Good luck with that.
Okay. All right.
Insane. You have a
You
choice
know,
and you're choosing to be a slave.
again, it's rainbows and unicorns, I guess. That's why your shirt says champion and mine says normal, right? Whatever.
Exactly.
You know what? It's so funny. We're on opposite sides of the damn spectrum with this. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
nigga, you want to be a slave? What? Never. I don't give a shit what they got going on at the cookout. Never. Not today, not tomorrow, not yesterday, not 10 years. No.
All right.
You're like,
Fair
I'm
enough.
about to be the best slave ever. I'm gonna get my friends, and we just gonna be talking about whatever. At the end of the day, you still gotta come to me and give your grievances. So I have power. You're giving me power, and that's what I'm talking about with the power dynamics. Yeah, it's 50 fucking slaves. We don't want to do this shit no more. Okay, so what you gonna do? You don't have no money. You don't have. You're not educated. Where else have you lived? Just here. So y'all free to do whatever you want. Now what? Okay. Again, you're gonna choose to. In other
Okay.
news.
In other news.
In other
Go
news.
on. Go on.
AW has. You heard it here first. AW has decided if he's got a choice, he's gonna be a slave. He's already a slave. We already heard about his not security job. He's definitely a slave. Okay, don't speak the language. Don't know what's going on. Just get instructions. Now his overseer has passed on, and we just don't know what's going to happen in next week's episode of the Mexican
Spanish Club. The
Spanish Club.
Mm-hmm. Spanish Club saga.
Yes, that's what it is. Because I'm just like, I'll be glad when you get another job. So I'm thinking about this one because it's horrible. It's horrible. These stories are raggedy. I don't understand why. It's raggedy. You don't speak the language. You're telling people not to do what they want to do. You don't have any real authority at all. Shit. They didn't even give you a uniform. You're being paid in pesos. Shit. I mean, I don't understand. Anyways.
Right. Moving on. Jesus.
Yes.
Christ.
Yes. Moving on.
Oh, shit. Okay. Impossible questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, here's one for you and Jena, right? And I gave you a little bit of it earlier, but so I'm gonna ask you again for the world. Okay. So if your wife gets a head injury, gets amnesia, for Jena, right? And comes back as a 12-year-old mentally, what do you do?
What do you mean mentally?
I mean, if she gets hit in the head and
I understand the logistics, but like level of functioning, I mean, can she take care of herself?
She takes care of herself, but she has the mind of a 12-year-old.
Okay, let me think about this. A 12-year-old. Let me think. So you're probably like in middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's say like 7th or 8th grade. 30. Oh, maybe. Okay. So she's a middle schooler.
Oh, and here's another thing. So this was before. Well, hold on. Let me ask this. I don't know if I should ask this or not, but let's just say she doesn't know that she's a lesbian yet either.
Okay. So
you
think you're so clever.
I'm super clever, right? Okay, go on.
Okay, so if something happened, she woke up, she was her 12-year-old self, and she didn't know who I was. I would still be there in whatever capacity I could be there for her. So more than likely that would look like maybe I was her guardian. I mean, we're married, so I would have power of attorney. And so I would just play it like we were friends. Like we wouldn't be having a romantic relationship or anything like that. But, it would just be like, oh, yeah, I've known you for a long time. And, like, this is what we used to do. And so, like, I would wait for her to come back to herself. And if she didn't, then we would just be partners in that way, Like, I wouldn't be having, well, I mean, till death does you part. You're stupid. What did you think I was going to say? Bye, bitch.
Yeah, I did actually.
Why? I'm a good person. I love my wife.
I guess
that's what you would do.
What I would do? Well, it's different for me because I'm a man.
Okay, so what are you
So
doing?
so
Deucing
so
out?
if well, I don't have that. I don't have that wife problem that you.
Wife problem.
I don't have a wife. I don't have a partner. I don't have any of this stuff. So it doesn't apply to me. If I was seeing somebody and she got hit in the head and she thought she was 12 years old, I would dip quickly because like we ain't married, we ain't together. People would think that I was abusing her or whatever. I don't have time for those problems. I
Okay,
don't. I don't.
sure.
People would think
Yes.
I don't have time for those problems.
Okay, so I guess the better question is, why would you think that? Well, what did you think I was going to say, and what would make you think that that would be the direction I would be going in?
Um, you never really know with you. You just don't. You're like because
Of a
because
champion.
right because so like I've known like it's funny because you and Jenna got married in what 2007.
No,
No, 2000. Wait, it was
2011.
2020. You guys been married since 2000.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know y'all life like that. So I've known her since 2011, and I've never seen that side of you that you show Jenna. You know what I'm saying? So like, as far as I know, you're just like Jenna's like. At first, I thought like Jenna was like a simp to you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my god, Amber done wrapped this poor Asian girl up, and now she thinks. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh
that's what I was
Lord.
like. Oh my god, because you for a minute there you was like tricking with a couple of them, and I was like, oh, you got another one. Here you
What?
go.
Don't do me.
Yeah.
What? No, I was not.
Yes, you were.
No, I was
You
not.
had them girls wrapped around your finger.
Listen, they understood the assignment. Okay, everybody was all right with what was
exactly,
going on. They weren't
exactly.
simps. They
See,
were
here you
playing
go.
their position.
See,
Okay?
play in their position. Look at the words
I'm,
that you use.
I'm saying, like, I was honest with them. I'm like, hey, woo-de woo, and they're like, okay. So that's not them being a simp. That's them understanding the assignment and everybody getting what they want out of the situation.
Doing what you want. Okay. So yeah, but like I was like my first introduction, I was like
Slave master. Okay, like what do you mean?
right. But like
Anyways, you was sleeping on Jenna. Is pretty
yeah,
much
I
what you're
was.
saying.
So like I didn't know like I've never seen that like caring, compassionate, romantic side that you have um towards her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like when it comes out, I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like who are you? you know, and I'm like, and I'm, and then like I'm thinking like, why are y'all still together? Is it because she makes great drinks, or because she's creative, or like what you know what I'm saying? But like Jenna is a good person.
Right. And so am I.
I mean, you are right.
Oh Lord.
You are
And
right.
we just discuss how I don't really drink. So the fact that she makes great drinks is not gonna be enough to like keep me interested.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can understand why. Okay, so so because you haven't seen the dynamics of our relationship, you assumed that I would just kind of throw her to the wayside and pick someone up.
I mean, yes and no. Like I know we mess around or whatever and we joke and stuff, but like I know that you have the capacity to be a good person. It's just like we don't ever see that side of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like what parts of us attracts other people. Like whenever I would bring somebody home, you'd be like, "What's she doing with you?" And I'd be like, "What you talking about? I'm amazing. What do you mean?"
Lies.
Right,
You
right,
capping. No.
right. But like you don't see like what everybody else sees. And that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, well,
Mm,
because Jenna's dope. I love Jenna. Like every time we on here, I'm like, hey Jenna, I love Jenna to
she
death. You know what I'm
doesn't
saying?
like you.
And I don't see it. I just don't. I haven't seen it. So like for you to be like, yeah, what did you think I was gonna say? I was like, I don't know. That's why I asked the question. I don't know. you know,
Yes, I can
but
understand that. Interesting. Jenna One and I have been together for 13 years. And when we met, I was working in the prison. And
as a slave owner,
more like an overseer. Um, but she thought that that was very sexy, like my job, until she found out like what it entailed, right? However, I was in a different place in my life when I met her. So I wasn't looking for anything, and I was secure in what I had, and like I was just in a good place. So the night that we met, I was dancing, and she like saw me come out, like whenever I dance, like it's just a different energy. And so that's what she was drawn to, my confidence. And, I was surrounded by professional dancers, and I'm like in the middle of the dance floor, like just giving the kids life, and she's like, wow, that woman is very confident. Like, I want to know her. And so why you gotta roll your eyes? You want to know what it is she saw in me.
Go on.
And what I was gonna say is, you guys see the confidence in me, but you categorize it as something different, right? You're like, oh, Amber thinks she's the best, and oh, she's arrogant, and oh, Amber this. Damn straight, I'm the best. I'm the champion. You see it. We all see it, okay? We all see it. However, when you're surrounded or you date people who aren't confident, but they play confident on TV, that's a turn on. Like, no, this person is genuinely confident in who they are. And so that's what drew her to me. And so when I met her, off top, I wasn't really checking for her in a romantic kind of space, because she didn't look like the girls that I had dated. So I really wasn't.
Is it because she was Asian?
No, I've dated all different races, actually.
Side note. You remember when you used to tease me for dating white girls back in the day? You used to call me white bread?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to bring that up. Yeah. Okay, you're welcome. Go on.
I've never dated a white girl, so that ain't me. You're still white bread. And last time I checked, all your baby mamas were not black. So don't do me.
Wow.
Right?
Get out of here. Anyway, we're done. Go on.
Oh, now we're done.
Anyway, back to you.
Now we're done.
Back to you and your. Go back to. Anyway, we're not talking about me. Go on.
You said, remember when you called me
white
bread?
I'm going to edit this out. I'm going to edit this out.
You sure better not. Shots have been fired. Pew, pew. Still white bread, okay? Anyways, yeah. I met her. It was different. And I was like, huh. And she allows me to be who I authentically am. Most people want to change me or control me. And she's like, nah, be who you are. Like, just know there's consequences, but like, I encourage you to be who you are, and, say what you want to say and live in your truth. And so for me, like, that's a game changer, because I've never really had that. Like I said, like coaches, teachers, parents have always tried to control me, or, they never really saw the value in the person that I am. And she does. And so if something catastrophic like that would happen to her, I'd be right there by her side, because I know that like she genuinely like cares for me and sees me for who I am, and so there's no way I could be like, bye girl. Now, I'm not saying I'm not gonna, like maybe be entertaining other people, but I'm not gonna leave her side. Like, we're not gonna have a romantic relationship, because, mentally she's a child. So no, but I will be her best friend, because we are best friends. So, it'd be like, okay, girl, what do you need? Let's go out, or whatever, 12, shit, I don't know, 12-year-olds are into, but I would definitely be by her side. And, yeah, until death, because that's what we sign up for. So, but
that's so beautiful.
What can I say?
I didn't know you were capable of such beauty. It's funny, because when you describe how Jena is towards you, that's very much how I am towards the women in my relationship. So like when you're telling me about the things that she says to you, that's the same thing that I say to other women. Not like as a line or anything, but that's very much my philosophy. It's like, be who you are. I'm not trying to change you. I want to be with the person that you are at your core, because who else I don't expect you to want me to change me. So I don't expect you to change for anybody. I want to experience you as you are entirely, so that way I can love you for your faults, for your good, your bad, indifferent, all those things. So good job, Jenna. Good job, Jenna.
What? How about good job, me? I just told you we have a very balanced relationship. Anyways, obviously, you can only find that in the white girls because I've never seen you date a black woman.
I have hit the spectrum of people and races and
What
ethnicities.
the hell does that mean? The spectrum of people?
Yes,
Oh,
the spectrum of
Lord.
people, moving from, let's see, Persian, Indian, Asian, Spanish. I don't discriminate when it comes to like what someone is or what their background is. I just see good people.
Why have you never brought home a black girl?
I have brought home black girls.
Where? What home? I never met any black girl you were talking to.
Not okay.
Yeah.
I haven't dated a black girl in a long time, but
They're not going to deal with you. They're like, nah.
I very much so.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I feel like black girls would not fuck with me at all.
No,
I really don't.
that's hilarious. I feel like they would see you how I see you, like, you stupid. Like, nah, you're not serious. Can't do it. You're ridiculous.
They wouldn't. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's not like I'm not attracted to black girls. I'm attracted to all girls. But like, the probability of like anything happening between me and a black chick has just always been small. I probably dated maybe 3 or 4 black chicks in my whole life.
That's a lot.
Like, shit, that's a lot.
3 or 4 black women. Well, girls, you date girls. You don't date women.
Shame. Anyway, yeah, like, yeah,
boring.
roughly, yeah.
So what do we?
I mean, wait, does it count? Does it count if they're mixed with anything?
Do they identify as black?
They identify as both.
Okay, then you can be down with the swirl.
Oh, swirl it up then. Okay. So let's see. Let's wrap it up with Anitas Breaks.
Okay.
Give me something. Give me something.
All right. So, I would highly recommend going to Mount Charleston. Like I said, I went there the other day with my dog. There was a bunch of people there, kids, just having a good time. It's free. You get out of the city. It's a pretty nice drive. And I felt very like refreshed to be out in fresh air. And I mean, I wouldn't recommend it on a weekend or anything because everybody and their mama probably gonna be out there. But like if you could make it out, I would definitely recommend. And so afterwards, we went to Lazy Dog, and that's the place that we usually end up when we have Miss Honey. And so that's a place where you can bring your dog and eat. And again, I was trying to get some drinks, man, and I had like 3. I'm like, this is insane. And so I was telling Jena one in, I was like, I don't think I can get drunk. Like, I don't know what this is, like I'm crushing these cocktails and I'm just like, she's like, yeah, I think you're right. Because usually you just come home and then you just pass out on the couch and, you're up and talking and we're watching movies. And I'm like, I don't know. And so I think she's kind of tempted to be like, oh, you gonna get drunk. Like, I'm gonna make you some drinks. And so we'll see. So yeah, I would highly recommend getting out in nature. And if you have an animal, well, not an animal, dog. Okay, I don't want to see no cats, no chinchillas, no lions, no tigers, no bears. Oh my, none of that. No cougars, no wolves. Because we got all this shit. I want to say probably about like 2 months or so ago. I'm driving to work, me and Tina, and there's like a fucking coyote walking across the street. I'm like,
yes,
where did it? Like,
yes,
I'm like,
yes, that's Vegas.
Tina,
Yes, yes,
like just chilling. I'm like, in the hell? So yes, that would be Anita's break for the week. So if you need a break, get out into nature, walk around, get some fresh air, and come back recharged. I definitely felt recharged. And I got to wear my my new boots that I got. They're waterproof. Some Nike Gore-Tex. Check them out. Oh, I got such a good deal on them. It was amazing. I paid $27 for them, but they really like $300. I'm saying, like, don't sleep on the outlets, okay?
Save it for next time. Save it for next time.
I was like, ooh, I got the fit for the snow, so let's go.
Save it for the next Anitas break.
You need to break your ass on over to the Nike outlets to look for some good deals. Won't he do it? Man, I got them boots so cheap.
Won't he will?
I got them boots so cheap. I went up to the cashier and they scanned it. They was like, oh, that's a steal. Won't he do it? Give me them boots for y'all think I'm in here. Switch and tag. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Thank you. Gore-Tex Nike boots, like tactical boots, $27.
Oh,
like, hold on, bitch, where you get these from?
Shit.
From back there. It's like, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So same time next week, dear sister. Same time next week.
Same time, same shenanigans, same ridiculousness.